My name is Jamie Fogel. I'm a licensed life insurance agent in California, and I'd like to welcome you to my Cash Flow Masterclass. I'm going to talk about some very dynamic strategies that are the least understood and have the most impact. There's 7 incredible benefits that will immediately put you in a better financial position. So we're going to talk about how to maximize your assets, reduce your taxes, and increase your net spendable income by leveraging your cash flow. What is your cash flow? Cash flow is just money that's going out the door every month on your living your life, such as like your property tax, your mortgage, or your rent, your car payment, your utilities, your groceries. It's money that you're spending every single month. So we all have expenses, and we're going to be spending money until the day we die. Let's learn Einstein's secret of making money work for you. Who is ready to get started? Let's go here. All right, let's talk about financial planning. First of all, planning for anything in life can be difficult. Just think of the last trip you took, and you probably got there and you thought to yourself, oh gosh, why didn't I think of this? I wish I would have brought that. Well, the same is true for financial planning. The hardest part of planning for anything are the unknowns, right? So we're going to show you one possible solution that eliminates 2 of the biggest unknowns. Anyone, can you think to yourself for a second what the 2 biggest unknowns are? A lot of people think maybe medical expenses or inflation. The 2 biggest unknowns are actually taxes and how long you're going to live. Medical expenses, we kind of have an idea of the average they increase. Inflation, we kind of have an idea of how that's growing. But the 2 you really have no idea on are taxes and how long you're going to live. So let's say somebody had $500,000 saved up by the time they went to retire. Well, a lot of people forget that they had a silent partner in that IRA. And that silent partner is Uncle Sam, who is just waiting to get his cut of your money. So say you had that $500,000 and taxes for some reason stayed at the historical lows, then that would probably be about 30% you'd be paying in tax. And so that $500,000 has now turned into like $350,000 or something around there. So do you personally think that taxes are going to be going up or going down? Government spending is like out of control these days. I'm actually recording this video in August 2021. In case you're watching this later, and government spending has cut back, but right now it's out of control. So most people right now think that taxes are going up. And then how long are you going to live? So say you had that $500,000 that Uncle Sam is your partner in. Say you live like 5 years into retirement. Well, you can live pretty well off of that money. Say you lived 25, 30 years into retirement. That could have a big drain on your lifestyle. So there's 2 financial vehicles that eliminate risk number 1, future taxes. Can you think to yourself what that one is, or both of those are? It's actually the Roth 401k or Roth IRA, where you pay your taxes up front and then you don't pay your taxes later when you take that money out of that plan. But as we all know, we're limited to how much we can actually contribute into that. And then some people make, over the amount of money that you can even participate in that. And then the second one is permanent cash value life insurance. And there aren't contribution limits. So this protects you from running out of money. So we're going to talk about the second one, permanent cash value life insurance. And the number 1 concern of seniors right now is outliving their money, which is a very valid concern. So here's some of the financial cripplers you want to avoid when you're planning for your future. Right now, all over the news is inflation, inflation, inflation. Prices of things are just skyrocketing right now. Car rentals up 87%, gas up 45%. I'm in Southern California and gas is like $4.75 a gallon. Airfare up 24%. Fruit up 7.5%. So the cost of living is going up. This plan has historically beaten out inflation, which is great. Inflation has spiked 4.2% back in April, hitting a 13-year high as price concerns rocked the market. Forbes put that out back in April. The second one is the rising taxes. Former Comptroller General of the United States, David Walker, long before COVID even happened, said that we're headed to a future where we're going to either have to double federal taxes or cut spending by 60%. Who thinks that the federal government would be able to cut spending by 60%? No, probably not a chance. That is my personal opinion anyways. So obviously everybody has to take that into consideration for themselves and make their own opinion. So, and then third, market losses. Through this plan, you're protected from stock market crashes. If there is ever a year where the market went down, lost, then you would have just earned 0 for that period versus losing any principal. So in this case, 0 is your hero. Warren Buffett said that the number 1 rule of investing is to never lose money, and rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1. So here are the 7 benefits of this plan. It allows you to build your wealth tax-free. So now in your savings account, every year you get, your tax form for how much interest you earn, and you have to pay the government interest on that, or tax on that interest that you earn throughout the year. You will not get anything like that through this plan. Interest earned through your life insurance policy is tax-free as long as it is structured right and designed properly. So your money is tax-free. So it doesn't have the limitations of a qualified plan. So you can decide when you want to access your money with no age restrictions and no early withdrawal penalties like an IRA. It eliminates cash flow problems with quick access loans for any reason. No credit check is required and no questions asked. You just make a phone call, or I usually make my phone calls for my clients to take their loans out for them every month, or however often they are taking their loans, and increase your net spendable income without the comparable risk. So let's say somebody was in the accumulation stage of retirement and adding to their retirement plans. And they kind of forgot that Uncle Sam was their silent partner in that agreement. And they decided, oh gosh, I need to increase my asset base, how much money I have, by like 30% to cover those taxes someday. Well, that would be an enormous amount of risk somebody would have to take on to increase their asset base by 30% more, besides contributing more money. They would have to put their money in a more riskier investment. So this allows you to increase that net spendable income without the comparable risk because this money is tax-free. And then 5, establish a strategy that will immediately protect and preserve your wealth through the living benefits and the death benefit. So if you had a critical, chronic, or terminal illness, and instead of not having the funds to pay for those extra medical costs that weren't covered in your health insurance, you could use the money out of your accelerated death benefit rider through the living benefits. And then it allows you to free yourself from stock market losses ever and never go backwards again. You'll see an illustration where I show when you do lose, how much time it takes to recover those losses when people are in the market. And then 7, protect your lifestyle in case of a disability and have access to that tax-free lump sum of cash in case of a critical, chronic, and terminal illness. So through this plan, there is disability rider. So if you started this plan before you're 55 years old and you became disabled before you're 65 years old, then the premium that you're paying would be paid for by the life insurance carrier. So we show people how to flow their, a portion of their monthly expenses through their plan before they pay their bills. So if you're doing that and you became disabled and now your premium is getting paid for you by the carrier, you're still able to take those loans out just like you were able to and pay your bills. So you are protecting your lifestyle through this plan. So what solution does this provide? Here we have our girl on the left, and she has her earbuds in, and she's dancing along, having a party. But on the right, we have this great big thing, and it's an amplifier. It's going to boost the reach of her sound, making it go further, having more people dance along, allowing her to have a huge dance party. So this is what we're looking to do with your dollars, amplify and boost the reach of your dollars, allowing them to go further. So here we have Albert Einstein, and he said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. We want to be the one earning it, right? So I'm going to show you how you can be earning compound interest on money that you're spending every month. And for most of us, the money that we're spending every month is more than what we're saving every month. So are you one that does spend more money in a month or save more money in the month? So if we can help you, most people spend more money in the month. It is expensive to live these days. Costs of things are going up. So if we can help you earn compound interest on money that you're spending every month, that could have a significant impact, right? So the way money, we're used to money flowing right now, is it comes into your bank account from your employer or the jobs you do. And when it's in your bank account, how much is it earning for you? Not much these days, like 0.5%, maybe 1%. And then you write your checks, pay your bills electronically or the old-fashioned way. And then the money leaves your account. Now you have the products and services you purchased, but what happened to that money? It's gone, right? It's no longer working for you. So I'm going to show you through this plan how that money keeps working for you for the rest of your life. So this is the enhanced way. The money comes in just like it did before from your employer or the jobs you do. Now, before you pay your bills, you're going to put that money through your higher interest amplifier account and then take it back out as a loan and then put it back into your checking account and pay your bills just like you always did before. I'm going to show you how by taking this one extra step, the impact it can have over a lifetime. So the power of uninterrupted compound interest. Now we're all used to thinking in banking terms where we have a savings portion and a checking portion. This is actually known, the savings portion is actually known as the cash value in the life insurance world. So the interest earned, how do you earn interest on this? Well, you can have a portion of it or all of it allocated towards the S&P 500. So this number is very transparent. You could go today and let's say it was at 4,000 points. And in a year from now, it grew to 4,400 points. It would have grown by 10%. So you'd be credited 10% for that period. Could you imagine like a double-digit return and you had zero risk that year? And then there's a floor of zero. So if the stock market were to go under that 4,000 points, you would have just been credited zero for that period for anything you had allocated. So, and then there's a floor of zero. Oh, I just said that, sorry. So right now the caps are at 10% and your gains are locked in, and that's how you get your compound interest. And then right now it is historically growing at 6.2%. So we're going to show in the number side, when I show you like the illustration kind of the interest earning is at an average of 6.2%. And then the checking side is known as the loan side. So you're looking to earn on average a 3% difference between the money that you put in as your premium and the money you took out as your loan. You're looking to get on average about 3% difference between the two. So say you have $50,000 saved up in your cash value and you took a loan of $10,000, because remember, this is just your amplifier account, your higher interest, and you want to take that money back out to spend it and pay your bills just like you always did. So that $50,000 is still going to earn that 6.2, and then you're going to pay the interest on your loan. Right now it's at about 3.5, so you're looking to get around 3% compound interest on that loan then. So month after month, year after year, where else can you get that? And remember what Einstein said about compound interest. So here is an illustration of being in the market versus being in an indexed account. So you can see the red line is the S&P 500. Right now, if you had to choose, if you had $100,000 and you had to decide, do I want to put on the red line or the green line? Which one would you choose? Yeah, most of us would choose the green line. You're taking stair steps to climb that mountain there. So you can see, though, in the year 2000, when the stock market did really well and the S&P 500 outpaced the indexed account, it's because the green line, the indexed account, had the cap. So they weren't able to go as high as the people in the market went. But then right after that, it goes crashing down. And the indexed account is protected from losses. They just stayed where they're at. Then you can see as the red line's kind of recouping, trying to even get back to where they started, the green line's starting to get returns already just because they didn't take any, so they're growing still because they didn't take any losses, where the red line's just recouping from the crash. And then this is actually an indexed annuity, and the caps for life insurance products are higher than annuities. So this would have looked even better compared to a life insurance product. So the quick how and why, you're probably wondering, how does this work? Why does this happen? My bank account doesn't do this, or my bank doesn't do this. Why does the life insurance company do this? So it's actually a very simple answer. They also have two sides to their ledger. Like we have our cash value and loan. They have their investment account and their general account. The investment account, they're institutional investors. Remember, these people are good at managing risk. So they are shooting for 15% plus returns. They have access to investment opportunities you and I do not have. So this is where they're looking to grow their serious money. And then on the other side, they have their reserves. So this has to be in safe financial vehicles. For every $1 million death benefit on the books, they have to keep $333,000 in safe financial vehicles like stocks, or not stocks, cash equivalents. And then banks, on the other hand, they do what we call fractional lending. For every $1 on deposit, a bank can turn around and loan out $9. So not quite safe and secure, as we're all kind of led on to believe. So the bank said, or not the bank, the insurance company says, hey, this money that's in our general account, it's like dead money to us. We're not earning a whole lot on it. So we're going to give you the right as the policyholder to be the first one to borrow this money. And then your policy is just collateral. So that's why you never have to pay back your loans or the interest until you die. That money just comes out of the death benefit that goes tax-free to your kids. So I'm going to jump over. I'm going to pause for a second, jump over and show you how this works in numbers.